forward is a very familiar action for the body. We often bend down to pick something up, hunch forward to look at a computer screen. But although the action may be familiar, the alignment, the mindfulness and the surrender required for a forward bending asana can be a new and challenging experience. I'm Samara, and today we have with us Ashwani Bhanot. He comes from a family of yoga teachers and has been teaching professionally for the last 7 years. So I feel that in forward bending asanas you can really give in to the force of gravity and use it to fold over and to stretch. But are there some things that you need to be mindful of?
Yes, while you're performing the yoga asanas, you should always be careful if you already have a back problem. You should first consult your doctor, then you should do the asanas.
Right.
Especially for people who are suffering from slip disc, for example.
And forward bending is a complete no-no.
True, and also you should never force yourself. Very important, do it slowly and according to your capacity.
Right. But in terms of form, what are some of the things that you need to be mindful of?
It's very important that when we do any forward bending asana, that we keep the spine straight and we are bending from the hip joint.
Okay.
For example, we turn, we inhale, we stretch the arms up as high as possible, and then we push the hips backwards and as if we are touching the wall in front,
right.
Then we go forward and then down.
Right.
So that's the correct way of doing the asana.
Right. And not bending from the upper back, which very often people do. They're trying to touch their toes, but you're not really going to get any benefit from doing this. You need to bend from
the hip joint.
That is when you will get
the maximum benefit
of the asana. Also, I find that because people sit so much in their day, to improve their range of motion in forward bending asanas, I find that you have to concentrate on loosening up the hips, the lower back, the hamstring. So what are some asanas for that?
One of the very beautiful asanas is that Nauka Sanchalanasana,
right, of course.
Which we can also try together.
Okay.
So we sit for that, we stretch the legs in front, we try and sit as straight as possible. Also we have to be careful that the spine is like an elastic. So we keep the spine upright totally, and then what we do is we inhale, we stretch the arms up, and like we are rowing a boat, we go forward, and then as if you are rowing the boat, you pull the hands back. So do it few times, forward, going as back as possible, once again forward and then back. Similar motion you can also do it in the opposite direction, going forward, up and back. Very useful and also helps to remove any energy blockages if you have in the lower.
Right, it's like a warming up exercise. It really just gently opens everything up, and I find that having a strong visual image in your mind also is something that helps with form. Really imagine that you are rowing in a boat.
Exactly. Very simple exercise but has various benefits. So now we are going to do another beautiful asana. We call it Baddha Konasana. You bring both the feet together, you pull the heels as close to the body as possible. What is important is that the spine remains straight, chest slightly out. You take a deep breath, inhale. As you exhale, you go forward, pressing the elbows against the thighs and try and go as far as you can, comfortably. Hold the posture for a few seconds, normal breathing. And then slowly coming out of the asana. And then you can release the asana, you can stretch the legs in front, shake the legs a little bit.
Again, even in this asana, the form and the way that you get into the asana is so much more important than what you imagine the final position to look like. So if you're not that flexible, it doesn't matter as long as you're bending from the correct position, right?
Exactly. You have to always keep in mind that you're bending from your hips, not from the middle back. Otherwise, you will have more negatives than any positives. Right? So another asana which can demonstrate, what should be the correct position, we call it Janushirasana. Bring the right foot next to the left thigh, keeping the spine straight. You inhale, you stretch the arms up, lengthening the spine, as if your spine is a rubber band. And then as you exhale, you go forward, as far forward as possible. And just holding it comfortably. You're flexible, you try and bring your forehead onto the knee. And then inhaling, stretch forward and then up. Releasing the asana and doing the same asana, same procedure from the other side. Spine is straight, inhale, stretch the arms up. As you exhale, you go forward and then down. And try and relax in the asana. And then inhale, stretch forward and come up. Release the posture, stretch the legs in front, shake the legs a little bit. You'll do another beautiful asana, which is very, very beneficial, not only for your back, but also for the inner thighs. Your legs are apart, legs as far apart as possible. You push the heels away. Now keeping the spine straight, you inhale, you stretch the arms up, lengthening the spine. As you exhale, slowly start going forward. Place the hands on the floor. Now, using the fingertips, you slowly start walking away from the body. If you're flexible enough, you try and bring your chin or your forehead on the floor and try and relax yourself here. Using the breath to relax the body, make the asana effortless. And then very slowly you stretch forward and then slowly exhale, bring the hands down. From this asana we move on to Paschimottanasana. Amazing asana, has numerous benefits not only for your back but also for your digestive organs, especially for women. Also beautiful asana. For some women they have gynecological problems, so it's also helpful for that. So your feet are flexed, your chest is out, spine is straight. You inhale, stretch the arms up as high as possible and exhale, you go forward and then down. Hold it wherever you feel comfortable. So here what you have to be careful that you are not rounding your back. Very slowly inhale, stretch forward and then come up. Exhale, release. So always these forward bending asanas are followed by a counter posture or backward bending asanas.
Right.
That makes the practice.
So if you bend forward, you must always bend backward. I find that forward bending asanas are really calming. I distinctly remember being very angry about something and then going into a yoga class with the same feeling, and then my yoga teacher at the time told me to do Paschimottanasana, and when I came out of it I felt completely present in the class. I felt focused, relaxed. So what are the other mental and of course physical benefits of forward bending asanas?
Forward bending asanas, to be very honest, what we do is we believe that the spine is the sign of good health. If your spine is flexible, that means you're healthy. And also, we say that forward bending asanas are asanas for surrender.
And any other physical benefits?
Physical benefits, of course, it keeps your spine supple and flexible. Another important thing, when you are doing forward bending asanas, these are the only time when your vertebrae, there's a gap in between the vertebrae when you're stretching the spine.
Right. I think that one of the major lessons from today is that in your practice and in your life, the process is much more important than the goal, and any pulling or pushing or any other kind of aggression will only backfire and lead to tension or possible injury. So before you plunge into anything, please find an experienced yoga teacher, and of course you can send in any questions or suggestions that you have to wellness@ndtvgoodtimes.com. I'm going to leave you with a quote by Eknath Easwaran. If we live right today, tomorrow has to be right.